This is insane news. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are raising $42 billion, yes, billion, to buy Bitcoin. I'll share the details with you. And the United States Treasury makes some very bullish statements about stablecoins. They put out a full report today on crypto, blockchain, stablecoins, and tokenization. I'll share the details there. And another player has filed for a Solana spot ETF. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we have some very interesting news coming out from the US Treasury. Here are some statements from just today. We plan to conduct weekly liquidity support buybacks of up to $4 billion per operation. In addition, they said we expect to buy up to $30 billion in off-the-run securities for liquidity support. Janet Yellen is doing stealth QE, folks. You know what this means. Liquidity will rise in the United States. It's already been rising globally. We see China's been doing economic stimulus. You may say, what the hell does this have to do with crypto? What have we seen, folks? The correlation between the rise of global liquidity and asset prices. The more they debase the currency, the more they print, it will drive asset prices higher. I don't make the rules. This is what's been going on, why asset prices have been going nuts, even if the economy is not doing well, because it's going off the money printing that's being done by governments, guys. And markets are forward looking. They see what's on the horizon. And as I've been saying, they're going to have to go back to full QE, quantitative easing, sooner than later because they're cutting the rates. And how are they going to pay for all of this, right? They have to print money. So that will drive asset prices up. So this is very bullish. I'm not saying I agree with what they're doing. I'm saying this is bullish for asset prices, if you understand what I'm saying. And this is why Paul Tudor Jones, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones, went on TV just last week talking about it's going to be a melt up, right? They're going to inflate their way out of this problem that they're in because there's no other solution to the fiat currency problem unless they adopt a blockchain model with maybe a hard asset like Bitcoin. But you know that we're far off from that. But until they make a change, this is the status quo. We have to keep printing. And I've talked to you guys about the boom and bust cycles. We're coming out of a bust cycle. We're headed into the next boom. That does not mean there won't be volatility or mini market crashes along the way. There will be, right? We've seen that. Markets don't go up in a straight line. But if you have a long-term outlook, you know how this story ends. You look at the stock market chart, you look at the Bitcoin chart, higher highs, higher lows. We continue to make new all-time highs. And that's what's going to help drive Bitcoin and altcoins to new all-time highs, folks. Now, in addition to that, we got the Treasury making very big statements about stablecoins. They said stablecoins are boosting demand for US Treasury bills. And I tweeted out about this. This type of narrative being put out there means stablecoin legislation is right around the corner. Very bullish news, guys. So stablecoins seem to be increasing the demand for short-term United States government bonds known as Treasury bills, according to U.S. Department of Treasury meeting minutes published on October 30th. In an October 29th meeting, the U.S. Treasury's Borrowing Advisory Committee weighed the benefits of stablecoin adoption and Treasury bill tokenization, with one member suggesting the U.S. create a permission blockchain for T-bills, the minutes said. Now, they also released a massive report today that covered a variety of things, but in it was a big section on crypto. Specifically, it was titled Digital Assets and the Treasury Market. And folks, I tweeted out about this. I'll put a link in the description so you can go read through this PDF. It's amazing what's in here. It covers tokenization, stablecoins, crypto, Bitcoin, everything that you can think of. It is amazing. This is the future, and they have to start paying attention. They have to take notice. And of course, they're going to regulate it and incorporate it into the economy, folks. Everything will be running on blockchain. Tokenization, as Larry Fink said, is the future of finance. So I'll put a link in the description. It's too much for me to cover in a podcast. Some of these slides are very in-depth, right? It's too much to read off, but go check it out. Link will be in the description. Now, Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan was on Yahoo Finance, and he said, I think we're going above $100,000 on Bitcoin. He said, I think this is the best time to invest in Bitcoin. So, of course, Matt, I've had him on the podcast many times, and he he and other institutional investors recognize what's happening here, and the liquidity cycle, the post-election pump and seasonality, and all these things are aligning for the continuation of the bull market, guys. I'm very excited. Things are looking really great. That does not mean we won't see volatility. So just be prepared. Have a long-term outlook, of course. Personally, I think the blow off top could come by the middle of Q2 or end of Q2. So we got to watch out for that. So have a plan. Know where you're going to take profits. And remember, the liquidity will flow mostly into Bitcoin first. Bitcoin does its big pump. It draws in the media attention. It draws in retail. Altcoins start to move. Don't get blinded by the euphoric phase. Stick to your plan. Know what price points you're taking profit at. If you are taking profits, right? Some of you may be holding long term. You're not really going to take any profits now. But just for those of you who are, make sure you have a plan written down. And guys, a great place where you can buy crypto and also sell your cryptos on Gemini Crypto Exchange. It's one of the exchanges I've been using for years. They have many great products, such as a fully functional exchange and app. They have staking. They have a credit card. They have a stable coin called Gemini Dollar. They also have a Web3 creative studio. And Gemini's been around for a long time, and they are headed up by the Winklevoss twins. They are certified, regulated, and licensed. They're available in 70 plus countries. And folks, if you sign up with my link in the description, you can get $15 in Bitcoin when you trade your first $100. So visit the link in the description to learn more about Gemini. Now, guys, here's the big news of the day. Michael Saylor, who I've called the biggest Bitcoin bull of all time, he announced today that they have a plan of raising $42 billion, not million, billion, to buy more Bitcoin. Look, the plan has been working very well for them, right? It has paid off significantly. As I've stated many times, I was worried about MicroStrategy in 2022 with that bear market and all the debt he raised to buy Bitcoin, but he made it through, thankfully. And this is going to pay off really well for him. You see now that all Wall Street wants Bitcoin. They have the ETFs. Other companies are adding it to their balance sheet. So MicroStrategy, way ahead of the curve. It's paying off well for Michael Saylor here. And this plan is insane, man. I mean, my goodness, this is crazy. But I think he sees the writing on the wall, right? You have BlackRock and all these institutions buying up tons of Bitcoin. You have presidential candidates like Donald Trump and members of the Senate like Cynthia Lummis proposing the United States add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. The buying is happening globally where different countries are buying it. Different companies in different countries are buying it and putting it on their balance sheet. So there's even more conviction now. So I understand why he's making this move. Now, as always, I hope him and MicroStrategy are not getting too far ahead of their skis and they're keeping it balanced, because you get too levered, you get too much leverage in the system, and it increases your risk because, something could happen, unforeseen situations where it could collapse the whole thing. And I'm just speaking from the outside. I don't know all the details, but I hope that they're doing their due diligence and not being too greedy. And we've seen what too much leverage can do. Now, I'm not comparing Michael to, let's say, what the bankers did to the real estate market and the housing market in 2008 at all, but it can get there if you get too greedy. You know what I mean? So hopefully everything's buttoned up here. Now, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO, tweeted out the following today. He said, "We get the US election results in 6 days, and no matter how you slice it, it will be the most pro-crypto Congress ever. But we're not slowing down post-election. Today, I'm announcing that Coinbase has committed another $25 million to support Fairshake PAC, which they will use leading up to the 2026 midterms to elect pro-crypto candidates. We're also supporting Stand with Crypto in their stretch goal to reach 4 million advocates by the 2026 midterms. The crypto voter is already a force to be reckoned with, but it will continue to grow. We're going to keep showing up to protect our customer rights and help get sensible legislation passed in major markets around the world." So I love this. Brian is saying, hey, look, we're taking a lot of wins in Congress, right? We're more members supporting crypto. We got bipartisan support. We got the anti-crypto army under Elizabeth Warren falling apart. But even after the election, we're going to keep pushing and we're going to expand to around the world. This is beautiful. Even the Crypto Council for Innovation said they're expanding around the globe. So crypto is here to stay, folks. It's a massive force. And I think the crypto industry, recognizing how this worked in the United States, they're going to take this model to other countries. So guys, I'm so bullish. all the big pillars are aligning here, whether it be TradFi, the politics side of it, mass adoption, mainstream adoption, and so forth. All these things are coming to fruition here. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Now, we got news here that Canary Funds, which recently filed for an XRP and Litecoin spot ETF, has just filed for a Solana ETF. This makes the second Solana ETF application in the market following VanEck, but VanEck had withdrew theirs. So let's see if VanEck's going to throw theirs back in the ring here. However, Solana does have a challenge because it's named in certain lawsuits that it is a security. Now, XRP was declared not a security intrinsically, even though there's still ongoing litigation with Ripple and the SEC. But I think these guys are making the bet that Gary Gensler is gone, and that even if Kamala Harris wins, that there will be a change, that they're going to kick out Gensler, and it's not going to be as aggressive. Because, look, I've told you guys what I've learned in being in DC. It wasn't Biden who was anti-crypto. I keep telling you guys, it was Elizabeth Warren. And I've heard this from many people. She cut the deal with Biden to drop out of the Democratic primary, and that she would become the financial overseer on the Democrat side, and her people would be positioned in different parts of the government. That's why you see people at the Treasury, you see Gary Gensler, the SEC, and other places have been attacking crypto. It's Elizabeth Warren. Now, obviously, he agreed and signed off, but it wasn't his agenda, is what I'm trying to say. It was Elizabeth Warren, guys. She was the one leading it, and now that whole thing is falling apart. So I think these guys filing these things now, they are putting, it's like a put option that Gensler is going to be out, right? But I love it. They're calling his bluff. So James Seyffert of Bloomberg reported on the news. So let's see how this all plays out. Now, final news item here. Those of you who are Cleveland Cavaliers fans, NBA fans, well, they launched a rewards program. Guess on which blockchain? Avalanche. And it's great to see real world adoption like this, where NFTs, tokens, and different points and things like that are being issued on the blockchain, folks. So this is really awesome. And they highlighted here that there's going to be digital badges, which are going to be minted on the Avalanche blockchain. So this is what we want to see. Crypto blockchains being inserted into different industries and aspects of life. And obviously, we're just at the start. This thing is going to snowball. It's going to be everywhere. Movie tickets, music, concert tickets, and all that. Insurance policies, the deed to your house, your vehicle titles, all these things will be on the blockchain. So it's great to see it happening in different ways. Folks, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. A great way you can support me in the podcast is by signing up for my free email newsletter on Substack. 100% free. Includes crypto insights and knowledge. Be sure to also grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon in paperback and digital. Grab a copy for yourself and for your family and friends who want to learn about crypto. Help them to learn about this technology and how to invest in it. And if you bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review on Amazon. It will help on my rankings. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.